The High Court has reserved judgment in the case of the O'Donnell family, who are making a last-ditch effort to prevent their luxury home in Killiney, South Dublin, being repossessed by Bank of Ireland. Brian O'Donnell and his wife Mary Pat owe the bank €71.5 million, but the couple are refusing to leave the property and are asking the court to issue an injunction to stop its repossession. Judge Brian McGovern reserved his judgment, and the case is due in court again at 2 o'clock tomorrow.
From early this morning, members of the self-styled New Land League blocked the entrance to the O'Donnell family's palatial home in Killiney, South Dublin, with cars parked either side of the main entrance gate to prevent a receiver taking the home on foot of a court order. They said solicitor Brian O'Donnell had invited them to assist him.
Well, we've been invited by the family to give them some support in this situation.
And are you blocking entrance to the house?
Well, we're on the property. We're not in the public arena. This is property. We're invited guests of the family.
And is the intent to stop any repossession going ahead?
Well, it's unlikely that any repossession will go ahead this morning.
Last month, the Supreme Court rejected the family's bid to hold on to Gorse Hill, claiming their adult children were entitled to it, despite legal disputes between Mr O'Donnell and his wife Mary Patricia with their bank over a reported €71 million in debt. The O'Donnells said their children had vacated the house today in compliance with the court order, but Mr O'Donnell effectively barricaded himself into the house while an injunction was sought in the High Court to prevent the repossession going ahead. At stake, this substantial house in Killiney. Bank of Ireland sought to gain possession of the O'Donnell's home. They had borrowed heavily for property investments, the bank saying the house formed part of the guarantees given. The legal row over the debts dates back to 2012. In 2013, the O'Donnells were adjudicated bankrupt. At the High Court today, their son Blake O'Donnell sought an injunction to stop the repossession on a number of technical legal points relating to the bank, saying his parents were now occupying the property he and his siblings had vacated. He said he was unaware of what was happening at Gorse Hill, and it was utter nonsense to suggest his father was orchestrating things in the background. Counsel for Bank of Ireland said it was a last-ditch attempt by the family to buy time. While the Land League group still maintained a presence in Gorse Hill this evening, Judge Brian McGovern said he would reserve judgment until he receives more information about what was happening at the house. The court will sit again tomorrow.
And Ray joins us now from Killiney in South Dublin. Ray, what's happening at the house tonight?
Eileen, at the house tonight, the Land League still maintain a presence. It's unclear whether that will continue throughout the night. Certainly the indications are that while this is before the court, it's unlikely that something is going to happen. But we are really witnessing the end game of a very bitter legal dispute between the O'Donnells and their bank in relation to Gorse Hill and the monies owed to the bank. Now, tomorrow, Judge Brian McGovern has sought an affidavit from the receiver to outline exactly what is happening at the property, so he can be clear on that. He will then adjudicate on a number of the very technical legal points that have been put to him in terms of this application being made by the O'Donnells to try and hold on to their home at Gorse Hill. That may or may not be decided at court tomorrow, but what we do know is that Brian O'Donnell has indicated that while he is in occupation in Gorse Hill, he has indicated that once the judge has given a decision, he will then speak to the media to outline exactly how he feels about what the next steps are, or exactly where the family stands at that moment in time. Eileen.
OK, Ray Kennedy, thank you.